This is the GBU Headline News Report, the Super Bowl edition, with Emma Martinez. Please welcome, Emma Martinez.
Thanks, Mike. Hello and welcome to Super Bowl 57. I'm Emma Martinez and this is the GBU Headline News. Super Bowl edition. The Super Bowl 57 was a success. There were bound to be thrilling moments, nail-biting plays, and close calls between the two finest teams in the NFL this season. Even though the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Philadelphia Eagles, the game was competitive throughout all four quarters. Here are some of the Super Bowl's most thrilling plays. The good, the bad and the ugly. Also, I'll take a close look at the Super Bowl halftime show starring Rihanna. Let's go!
The good, bad and ugly is a phrase that is often used to describe different aspects or elements of an event, situation or performance. In the context of Super Bowl headlines, the good might refer to outstanding plays, standout performers or moments of excitement and inspiration during the game. The bad might refer to mistakes, or lackluster moments of controversial incidents that marred the experience. And the ugly might refer to unsportsmanlike conduct, rough play or any other elements that detract from the overall quality of the event. These categories are subjective and can vary depending on the perspective of the person making the assessment.
The good.
The first drive's 18-yard pass from Mahomes to Kelce was an incredible start to this exciting game. Travis Kelce, the supposedly invulnerable tight end, received an 18-yard throw from Mahomes. A record-setting touchdown and two-point conversion by Hurts. Jalen Hurts, the quarterback for the Eagles, broke two Super Bowl records, one of which being the most running touchdowns ever scored by a quarterback. He surpassed Jim McMahon's earlier mark of 2 running touchdowns. Not only was his third touchdown record-breaking, but it was also set up by a gorgeous long pass to Devonta Smith. Hurts then gave them the opportunity to go for 2, which they did, and he again made it to tie the game with just under 2 minutes remaining in the game. With the game already knotted, the first quarter's momentum was maintained.
The bad.
We now have one of the most dubious calls in Super Bowl history, if not the dubiest call ever, made over a holding call that wasn't really much of a holding to begin with. Despite the fact that Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts put on a performance that demonstrated why they are two of the best quarterbacks in the game right now, we were denied the Eagles' chance to tie the Chiefs and send the game into OT due to a poor call on the game's pivotal play. Players from both sides struggled to maintain their balance, which forced some of them to switch cleats. Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, tripped while attempting to make a cut but still managed to gain a few more yards. Sky Moore, a receiver for Kansas City, slid during a jet sweep, while Isaiah Pacheco, a running back, even fell while jumping for joy after a touchdown.
The ugly.
That damn call. Was the call the best decision? Did Bradbury obstruct Smith-Schuster sufficiently to merit a penalty at the pivotal moment of the NFL season? So did the intensity of the situation affect the decision that officials make? Some people didn't believe it. Super Bowl halftime performer Rihanna visually announced her pregnancy, as her baby was the special guest.
The good.
even though she hasn't put out an album, Rihanna managed to remind the world why she still reigns as the queen of music. She played Bitch Better Have My Money, one of her classics, while floating on a platform with dancers and wearing a gorgeous crimson dress. After that came Oh Where Have You Been? She sang Only Girl in the World, while pyrotechnics illuminated the night sky. As she lowered the volume for We Found Love and made her way to earth to dance in the field with her troupe of dancers, she displayed her vocal range. Though she didn't have any special guests, it culminated with Umbrella, her breakthrough song. She then climbed onto the platform once more as it rose for Diamonds. In my opinion, it was a visually stunning performance.
The bad, the ugly.
In a Sunday Night Truth social post, former President Donald Trump referred to Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime show as an epic catastrophe. Many social media users expressed their opinions about her performance, including the former president, who called it the worst halftime show in history. Epic fail. Rihanna gave, without a doubt, the single worst halftime show in Super Bowl history. This after insulting far more than half of our nation, which is already in serious decline, he wrote. That was some pretty ugly stuff, man. I'm Emma Martinez, and I want to thank you for tuning into this special Super Bowl edition of The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. I'll be back in a few weeks to discuss the highs and lows of March Madness. So until then, I'm outta here.